welcome. I'm Damon Bruce here with you as we get ready for a little NBA action on 2K Sports. It's Tuesday Hoops, and it's next. It's going to be the New York Knicks up against Kyle Lowry and the Houston Rockets. And now things about to get going. Let's turn to Kevin, Clark, and Steve, who've got the call in Houston.
Welcome, fans, to the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with our analysts Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. So happy you've joined us. Houston Rockets here at home, and an interconference matchup should be a good one. And now the New York Knicks starters. Melo and Amari at the forward slots. Billups and Fields pairing up in the backcourt. And it's Turioff in at the 5. And for the Rockets, Lowry and Martin manning the backcourt. Chase Budinger and Luis Scola are the forwards. And it's Hayes in at the 5 down low.
Well, fellas, you know, Melo coming over to the Knicks, the big story around the league, really, as the Knicks like to make headlines, and they did with that move. Some, though, can criticize New York for being more concerned with being on the front page than actually winning. I'm not sure I quite agree with that, but certainly some people may have felt that way.
And so off the tip, it's New York. Now Billups. Now recovering. Here's Anthony. The basket good off the assist from Billups. Well, back to what you brought up. They have always tried to be a part of big trades that are being discussed. Sometimes they work, Steve, and sometimes they don't for that team.
Yeah, but anytime you have a chance to get a superstar like Carmelo Anthony or like Amari Stoudemire, I think you go ahead and do it. And so New York is set up now for some success over the coming years, but we'll see how they go forward and what kind of roster they put around their two stars.
Fields lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. So it's Houston now. 4-point game. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Kevin McHale.
Kevin, they are well aware of the potent offense they'll be facing off against in this game. He said communication on defense and rotating well are two of the biggest keys to their success. Feels that if they can contest shots, they'll fare better than other teams have against this opponent. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. Well, Clark, that's a potent offense they're up against right now, and they know it.
You know, I wouldn't doubt that we see them make a few adjustments on the move over the course of the game, in the flow, making changes.
Well, they're going to have to make some adjustments as the game goes along. This team is too dynamic offensively to deal with by playing one style. And so the schemes, I think, will change according to how the game's going.
Well, I love Landry Fields. He's a nice complimentary player. Does everything well, nothing really especially super, but a good defender at 6'7" and 210 pounds.
Billups against Lowry. Lowry against Billups. Now here's Anthony. Shoots, and it's Anthony again missing. Parker talking about Fields and his size and physicality, but he was considered a bit of a late bloomer. Started playing hoops at about the age of 5, but Steve, his body didn't really fill out till he was at Stanford.
Well, interesting, Kevin. I thought his body would fill out at maybe 5 or 6. But I guess it took till he was, 18 or 19. That's kind of strange, huh?
Now Anthony following the miss by Kyle Lowry from deep. Again, the miss by Anthony.
Very porous defense down there by the hoop. He probably should make that one.
Budinger, good. Here's Billups.
Kevin McHale getting back into the league, guys, after a stint as a broadcaster. I mean, that seems the path to go to coaching. Steve, are you headed to the sideline sometime soon? The Rockets felt he was the right guy for the job, and he very well might be.
You kidding me? I work one night a week, and I got summers off. Why would I ever leave this seat?
You got it.
Yeah, off to a rough start. Just doesn't seem to have the rhythm with his shot.
Lowry against Billups. Three-pointer, Martin. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Martin's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Well, you mentioned McHale, Clark, and with their roster, I think he's a great fit because they have a lot of young post players that can use his tutelage, and I think that's his specialty, Kevin McHale, his ability to relate to young post players and the ability to teach them. He's going to be a big addition for that franchise.
Here is Budinger after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Hayes. Rebound, Billups.
Well, he's wide open there, but really struggles from that range. Maybe there's a reason he's open.
Fields can't get it to go. Rockets trail by 3. Martin kicks to Budinger. Shoots over Fields. Budinger, good. Budinger's got his second bucket.
Well, I like what the Rockets have done with their roster. They've got a lot of talent, but in a league where superstars really put you over the top, that's one thing Houston has not been able to accomplish, finding a star player.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Steve is a GM formerly in this NBA with Phoenix. You know all about that, trying to get other players to come to your team. And last season, the Rockets certainly were in the mix for Carmelo Anthony. They've thrown their hat in the ring, Clark, trying to get some star players down there.
Yeah, they have, but, the right deal just didn't seem to present itself. They've said now they'll try to build around the pieces they have, but with that minutes crunch, no surprise to see them keep trying to land that big-time star.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Hashim Thabit, he's checked in for Hayes. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. And Terrence Williams subbed in for Chase Budinger. Here's Anthony. 6 points for him. Anthony right side. Outside, Billups. Anthony backing him down. Williams picks him up. Shot's good by Anthony.
They are just lighting him up from mid-range area.
Sometimes we forget about the value of the mid-range or in-between game. This team has made 8 of their last 10 with that shot, the in-between shot.
Here is Billups looking for his first bucket of the game. Here's Anthony. The basket good off the assist from Billups. Billups has got 6 assists now in the game.
Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed, never rattled. A very steady contributor to the offense.
Here's the beat. Billups against Lowry. 6 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Martin. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Martin's got 5 points so far. And here is Billups. And it's Martin picking him up. Billups dishes to Carmelo. Puts up the baby hook. And the rejection by Thabit. Lowry passes to Williams. And blocked. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. It's the Knicks. They're up by 1.
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
Don't go away. We'll see you in a moment. And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. Here's Dragic. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Taking a look at the Rockets. They've got Patrick Patterson. Dragic is out there with Lee. Then it's Hayes, and it's Budinger in at small forward. Stepped in the line, out of bounds there, and that will cost them the possession.
You know, I think in Tony Douglas, the Knicks got a great find in the 2009 draft. He was the 29th pick. Pretty gutty defender, but a terrific scorer.
The Rockets trail. They get a hand on it. Dragic with it. He kicks to Budinger. Lets it go from deep. Can't get it to go. Now Douglas. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Kevin, thank you. Chuck Hayes, an undersized defender, but he finds a way to get it done. Knicks coach Mike D'Antoni, an admirer, has said, "We don't put enough premium on people who do whatever it takes to win." And that's exactly what he does. He's got big heart, plays hard, and plays smart basketball-wise. We don't put a premium on that. We put a premium on guys shooting or jumping. This guy just wins. Gentlemen?
Thanks, Doris. Williams against Budinger. Stoudemire inside. Here's Williams. But they get it back.
And one of the keys for this team is securing defensive rebounds. Keep them off the offensive glass.
Well, that's the period for the sentence of your defense, rebounding the ball.
Here's Dragic. Defended by Douglas. Dragic kicks to Hayes. Shoots, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Hayes has got his first points in this one.
You know, the Rockets have tried to be as efficient as possible acquiring talent on the cheap. I mean, trying to be really economical there. Their whole philosophy has been to acquire undervalued players. Quite possibly their thinking is they can facilitate a trade for a difference maker.
Here's Dragic. Trying his luck deep. Stoudemire grabs the board. Going back to the Rockets and their fiscal discipline. Here's a good guy to talk about this to my side here, Steve Kerr. Some of the former players were, Steve, frustrated by the Rockets' refusal to extend contracts.
Well, you have to be prudent with your decision-making. And when you don't have a great team like Houston, you got to make sound decisions. And I think that's the right way to go. Unless you have a championship team, you can't really extend yourself, because then you tie yourself up and there's no room for improvement.
Here's Douglas. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
I think Coach saw a couple of things he wanted to correct. We got to make sure everyone's following the game plan.
Last season was Patterson's rookie year out of Kentucky, and he had a nice season for the Rockets. Not the biggest guy down on the post, but very skilled, and he would always find a way to score when he was given the opportunity.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Patterson. Martin comes in for Chase Budinger. And it's Lowry in for Goran Dragic. Now, here is Fields. Anthony's shot is off. Back to Patrick Patterson. Steve talking about him getting those minutes, Clark, and being able to contribute like that will help him grow as a player, I'm sure.
Yeah, because that'll launch him into his offseason of work, and he should come back a much more confident player. And with Houston trying to rebuild, I think those extra minutes are going to help with his improvement and the improvement of that team.
He feeds it to Douglas. They need this. Scola with the rebound.
Well, neither team has really gained an edge rebounding-wise here, and the score reflects that.
Well, if one team can start hitting the boards harder, I mean, it'll give them a good chance to pull away.
And that one's good. Now it's a 7-point Rocket lead.
Just trying to wear them down here.
Yeah, the lead is just expanding right now. Just what you want to do when you've got a team down. Don't let them up.
Now here's Douglas from 20 feet out. And the jumper is good. 1:31 left now here in the second. Douglas against Lowry. From 20 feet out. That's good. Lee's got 8.
Struggled out of the gate last season, and D'Antoni started to feel his seat get a little warmer. I mean, you have to think that it cooled off a bit for this season, and he'll have a little more leeway.
New York calls timeout. Well, back to D'Antoni, you know, Steve, he definitely should have a little bit more breathing room this year, as Park was just talking about.
Well, we'll see. I mean, he's done a good job. The Knicks made the playoffs last year, but with Donnie Walsh out as general manager, he was the one who hired D'Antoni. So you never know. I mean, I think D'Antoni's a good coach. They've got plenty of talent. This should be a good year for the Knicks, but we'll see.
And so here is New York. The Rockets making the shot. Shoots from 12. No good. And the Rockets going the other way now. Here's Martin. Shot is blocked. Knicks trail by 7. It's 1-on-1. Anthony kicks to Fields. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist from Landry Fields. That's 12 points for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Houston's ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Here's Lowry. And Billups picks him up defensively. Here's Scola. Shot denied. And so here's New York.
And a 2-for-1 opportunity.
Yeah, they've got to hurry. Step on the gas here.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Great awareness by fouling on that layup. Make him earn 2 points.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, send him to the line instead of giving up an easy 2.
That free throw good from Anthony. He's perfect from the line this time. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Lowry against Billups. Martin from outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists in the game. Anthony backing him down. Here's Turioff. And the baseline jumper, no good. Cannot hit. And that does it for the first half of play.
Well, Kevin Martin in this one, he has 8 points, and he's picked up 2 3-pointers to add to his totals.
Well, one thing that's great, when you're knocking down that 3 and you're feeling confident, you want the ball. You want to get more shots from downtown.
And we'll be back live from Houston.
And they've played 2 quarters out in Houston. A great game in progress for our HP halftime show. The Houston Rockets in front against New York. Their second unit making its impact felt offensively. They've come in ready to roll. An impressive first half for Kevin Martin. His shooting percentage hovering right around 50%. It's awfully good, heads and tails. And for New York's angle, they've been grinding away. Second chance points, a major key so far. They've been the first to the ball whenever there's a missed shot. Carmelo Anthony making a statement in this one. He's carrying the team, doing everything he can to put them over the top. Strong showing so far by these two in the action today, leading their team in points in the first half. And now let's get the second half rolling. Here's Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Here's Lowry. On the court for the Knicks. Stoudemire and Turioff in the middle. Billups and Fields pairing up in the backcourt. And it's Anthony in at the small forward position. Now here's Budinger. 6-point game. Puts up a 3. The shot by Lowry, no good.
Lowry really came into camp in great shape last year and took that starting point guard job from Aaron Brooks. And he really turned things on after the All-Star break. Had a great March. And, in fact, won his first NBA Player of the Week during that month.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Hi, Kevin. Well, one of the bright spots for the Houston Rockets was that they led the league in assists. They implemented a new offense that allowed them to do so. Guard Kyle Lowry said, "I think we feel we can always get good shots. We can run the offense, but we have to execute and make hard cuts and make the right plays." Always a formula for good offense, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Rockets a fun team to watch when their offense is firing.
Boy, they sure are, Kevin. I remember watching Houston games last year and just being amazed at how well the ball moved. I mean, they really distribute the ball and share it together.
Rockets on D, following the three-pointer by Carmelo Anthony.
Good foul. Make him earn the free throws. Don't let this team dunk.
I like that. That's a smart foul. I mean, it's a lot easier to dunk it than it is to hit 2 free throws. Make them earn them at the strike.
The first one falls. Steve was just talking about Lowry Clark. He really turned it on as the season winded down.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Last March, he averaged almost 20 points and 8 assists a game. I mean, those are big-time numbers, and he showcased what he can be with expanded playing time.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And the Knicks last season did not use their bench very often. Kind of typical of a Mike D'Antoni team. He relies heavily on his starters, and that was the case a year ago.
Fields against Martin. Here's Budinger. The three-pointer's right on target. Budinger's got 7 points in the game. Steve, back to what you were saying about that New York Knicks bench. You know, a big part of that was they were so short-handed. Remember Clark when they got that trade and trying to, bring Melo up to speed on what they were doing?
No question. I mean, it got to Melo that trade, but it also left a few players tired because they lost some of their bench depth. Could have been why they saw so many late-season injuries as players were maybe a bit worn out. You think about Chauncey Billups going down late. Interesting discussion.
New York calls timeout.
Well, the Rockets just barely missed out on making the playoffs a year ago, but they were tough on their home court. They went 25-16 in Houston.
So for the Knicks, Jared Jeffries, he's checked in for Turiaf. And it's Walker in for Landry Fields. And stolen by Stola.
Great defensive work right there. The quick hands lead to the turnover.
Martin from outside. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 5 assists in the game. Well, Steve, talking about this Houston front office, very forward-thinking. They've got some smart people in there crunching the numbers. Now, a lot of teams are kind of following that same pursuit.
Well, there are no bigger copycats in the world than those in sports, coaches or presidents or general managers, and that does seem to be the trend around the league. I mean, every team looking for an edge, trying to find the right players, right strategy, and measuring success almost on a play-by-play basis, and the Rockets somewhat at the forefront of that kind of movement. And you know what? I think there's some merit to it. I don't want to go overboard with it. You still need the software, if you will. The numbers are the hardware, but the software is the people that can make some of those decisions. And if you got a good blend of both, you can be successful.
That's a nice answer. Here's Hayes. 7-point differential. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, they're finding the open man. Unselfish play. I like it.
Yeah, I love it too. Teamwork in evidence there, right on full display. A big percentage, a high percentage of their baskets have come off assists.
Now here's Billups. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Kicks it to Melo. Working on Martin. 6 to shoot. That's good.
And you can see the strategy has been to take the ball inside here.
That's where you get high percentage looks and draw fouls, Steve, and it's a good way to play.
And Lowry gets it to go. Lowry's got 6 points.
Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over.
Passes it to Walker. Fires the three. Chuck Hayes with the rebound. Hayes has got 4 rebounds in this game. Lowry against Billups. Stolen. And they're pushing it up. Here's Jeffries. And slam dunk. Wow! Now the Sprite slam cam for the replay.
Now that's just rubbing it in, fellas.
Throwing it down with style.
These folks are not going to forget that one anytime soon.
Here is Lowry. 6 points for him. He's guarded by Billups. From 11 feet away. Hayes, no good.
This just has not been his day so far. Now, last season...
That was vicious. I mean, real vicious. He hung on the rim just to say, you realize this is my basket, don't you?
Yeah, that is a nice finishing touch.
Yeah, just finishing with a little emphasis, guys. Nothing wrong with that.
Billups against Lowry. Martin for 3. The Rockets again can't hit. Knicks trail by 5. The finish, and Walker throws it down hard.
Boy, this fella can rise up there with the best of them.
Just a crazy finish, guys.
He's one of the few players with the athleticism to pull that off.
Kevin Martin on the wing. He's got 11. Taken away by Anthony. Fast break, here we go. Here's Walker. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And now just a 1-point Rocket lead. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Kevin, the results were somewhat mixed once the Knicks acquired Carmelo Anthony. They finished the season 14-14 after the trade and, of course, got swept in the first round by the Celtics.
Houston making some changes. Patterson comes in for Chase Budinger. And it's Lee in for Kevin Martin. The Knicks also changing it up. Ronny Turioff, he's checked in for Jeffries. Sean Williams checks in for Carmelo Anthony. And Landry Fields subbed in for Bill Walker. But Clark, you mentioned the playoff series between the Knicks and the Celtics. Carmelo struggled with his shot. Steve, just 37% from the field.
Well, the Celtics are a very good team defensively. And I think for Carmelo, remember, he had to take on a lot of the scoring load because of the back injury to Amari Stoudemire. So I thought Carmelo played well, but the defensive focus of Boston was completely on him.
Here's Stoudemire. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Shot clock at 6. Billups against Lowry. Here's Stoudemire. Goes back up. Offensive rebound. Good if it goes. Shot is off. And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. One guy who's been getting it done is Kevin Martin.
Well, you might want to draw up a couple plays for him because he's been great from the outside.
Yeah, you know what, Steve? It's like there's nobody else in the gym the way he's shooting. I mean, sometimes you get in that zone from deep, and I'm sure you've known about it and done it in your past, but he's in that Steve Kerr zone.
Rockets lead by 3. Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Doris?
Kevin, the spark in this game, the big push by the Rockets. Their advantage was built through their defense, namely that great second quarter when nothing got by them. They parlayed that great run into the lead they now have. Can they keep it? We'll see.
Doris, thanks. That run, Clark, really propelled them.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, it got their confidence up and gave them the kind of swagger you like to see in the team.
Yeah, it gave them the edge for sure because look at the opponent. I mean, they are kind of down on themselves right now. The body language, not where it needs to be.
Hill is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Lee, then there's Martin, and it's Lowry in at the point guard. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. And the jam by Stoudemire.
Now that's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it. Find a gap in the defense and attack that rim with force.
He is so good at doing just that.
Maybe as good as anybody. Just so athletic and strong. Now these wide open threes have been their undoing. You have to locate shooters and get a hand up.
Yep, you do, Steve. And even if it means having their assigned defenders stand at home on three-point shooters, I mean, that would be a worthwhile strategy to pursue because you don't want to give good shooters open threes.
Here's Billups after the Rockets pick up three. Anthony backing him down. With the shot, hits the 15-footer. Anthony's got 21.
He's just filling the stat sheet. I mean, what hasn't he done out there today?
Well, Steve, you know what we call a guy who fills the stat sheet, don't you? He is a stat sheet stuffer supreme.
Here's Billups. Lowry picks him up. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Covered by Martin. And again, it's Carmelo Anthony. Anthony's got 9 points here in the second half.
They're doing their best to erase the deficit here with some smart passes and some good shooting. I mean, those two things go hand in hand. If you're going to make shots, then the passes have to be on target and on time.
Now here's Lee, taken away by Anthony.
Boy, that was a great steal, prevented what may have been an easy hoop.
Walker, blocked. Houston with a big group substitution here. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Hill. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Kevin Martin. And it's Dragic in for Kyle Lowry. And then for New York, Ronny Turioff, he's checked in for Stoudemire. Jeffries comes in for Bill Walker. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Chauncey Billups. Shot's good by Lee.
Another open look from outside. The defense is really struggling to close out on the shooters.
Yeah, making them pay, doing it from long range.
Here is Turioff, covered by Hayes. Here's Anthony. Budinger grabs the board. Budinger's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Courtney Lee is on the wing. The tray. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 3 assists in the game. Now Douglas. He's guarded by Dragic. The pass to Jeffries. Lee with the steal.
Just one turnover for him in the first half, guys, but now he's really having a hard time taking care of the ball.
Everything's falling now, and this lead continues to increase.
Yeah, it's just way too hard to keep up with a scoring pace like this. I mean, and that's why the defense is having a tough time.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And Coach could tell they were out of sync, so he's going to try to straighten it out.
Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hi, guys. I had a chance to find out what Mike D'Antoni was discussing with his players. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to every loose ball. We gotta wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
Here's Walker. Budinger defending. Douglas for 3. offensive rebound. Looking to end the run. And Williams with the nice bucket inside.
It's been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
Now here's Budinger. Outside Lowry. Shoots over Douglas. The shot by Lowry, no good. Now here's Douglas. Guys, this offense very effective.
Going right at him.
And this is where you just start picking apart the defense, and now you take their confidence away. You can really take control of this game.
Left side Lowry. Dishes to Scola. Shoots over Fields. Scola, no luck.
The defense a little shaky there, and he had a good look.
Douglas kicks to Stoudemire. Fires at the elbow. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. 10 points for Stoudemire.
And now 6 of their last 10 points from mid-range.
Yeah, jump shot really serving these guys pretty well. Very easy call to make. There's no question contact on that shot.
Yeah, you know, you can allow a little contact, but not quite that much.
Can't get the first one to drop. For the Knicks, Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Sheldon Williams. Sean Williams checks in for Landry Fields. And Chauncey Billups has subbed in for Bill Walker. Does make the second, and that makes it a 7-point lead. New York calls timeout. They're down by 7. 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. .56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Scola against Anthony. From the high post. Luis Scola with the rebound.
Hey, he's worked hard to improve his jumper, but it still hasn't clicked for him.
That's a 2 from Martin. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And the Rockets lead by 9. Here's Billups, and they cash in right away with the quick shot.
Well, no defense there. I mean, he just takes the ball right to the rim.
Lowry gets to Budinger. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And he misses the first one. Sinks the second, and that stretches their lead to 8. New York calls timeout. They're behind by 8. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Not a whole lot they can talk about here, but you do want to finish the game on the right note.
Well, I guess they're going to try to pull a rabbit out of their backpack.
Here is Billups. Here's Anthony. Blocked. Here comes Kevin Martin.
I think he made the right call there. It's always a bang-bang play, but I don't think the defense had position.
You know, blocking fouls are never easy to whistle, but that one definitely looked like a block to me.
At the line for the Rockets, Kevin Martin, taking 2 shots.
And the first of 2 misses. Connects on number 2, and that'll give him a 9-point lead.
Well, Kev, he may have given them just enough to make this a done deal.
Tries it from the top of the key. That doesn't go either for Billups. So we see the Rockets get the win here. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long and thanks for joining us as we leave you with the Jordan Player of the Game.